What's up? I'm Spencer.
My name's Dallas, and we're from the band Whosah.
And you're listening to Underground Powerhouse.
So, we're sitting down with two of the guys from Whosah. Got that right, yes?
That's right.
Okay.
Whosah, you said it
Okay.
right. It's a tough word to say. It's not a real word.
Yeah, first question. The name, where'd it come from?
Yes.
What's the... There's got to be some kind of story.
The name's a trick, man. The name's like, we love making friends. We love making friends with people that love music. So for us, like having a name like the Guitars or whatever, like we never would meet anybody, but with the name Whosah, we always get people coming up to us being like, hey, what's your name about? And we're like, nothing, what's your name about? And we just get to like use it to introduce ourselves to people, so the name's kind of a trick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you Google it, there's nothing.
That's right, very
Just
Googleable.
us, you know?
That's true.
Yeah,
It's fun.
Okay.
that's important.
There you go.
That's right, Google, man.
And with that, how did you guys form? I know you said three of you guys are brothers.
Yeah, so we've been together a long time.
Yeah.
Since birth,
Yeah.
maybe. So I started writing music when I was like 16 and wanted a band so I could play my songs, right? And I started a band called Whosah when I was like 16 with a bunch of kids in my high school. And over time, like, you know how stuff happens in high school, you're friends with people and other people move on. And after the years of just like playing in this band, slowly my brothers started getting roped into it. It'd be like, hey man, we have a show and we need a drummer.
Yeah.
My older brother plays drums. So we're like, could you fill in? And then like Dave's the longest standing member in the band, apart from me, and he didn't even want to play with us originally. He was like, I don't want to be in my little brother's band.
Yeah.
You know? But we've been playing like this for maybe 4 years, 5?
Yeah, so I met those guys when Spencer and I were in middle school, I think. And then, just was friends, and then there's another guitar player, and he, like, cut his hand on a thing or something, so then I filled in, and then he decided he didn't want to be in the band anymore, kind of, and then I kind of just merged my way into that. And then it was the four of us, like it were now, and then Mac, our youngest bro, he went to college in Iowa, so he left for a while, and it was the three of us, and then eventually came back. So it's kind of been, I feel like since he came back, it's probably been like 2 or 3 years, I guess.
It's like a moving thing a little bit because, so me and Dallas and Dave, we've been doing this thing for a while, but in different facets. We feel like of bands, we want to be marathon runners. Like we have so many friends in bands who like start a project and just they throw it all in and they don't think that much about like, can I do this sustainably, or like how long do I want to be doing this? For us, we know we love playing music and we love being around each other, so we just like we focus on how can we make sure we can keep doing this for a long time. So we've been through like different phases. Like we went to college and started other jobs and then have just been like kind of moving in and out. But
So now you guys are touring, right? You're on tour right now?
Yeah.
Where's your next show?
We're playing in Indianapolis tomorrow night, so we got a long drive tonight. We got like 10 hours between here and there, so we're operating on very little sleep right now. We started our trip with
Sounds sickly.
a flat tire.
No sleep.
No sleep. Yeah, we started a trip with a flat tire that ended up being like a 5-hour event because our spare was stuck or rusted or whatever. It's a long, unnecessary story, but the point is, we haven't slept yet, so we got to make sure we do that. Talking about sustainability.
Team no sleep.
Talking about being marathon
Team
runners.
no
How many
sleep.
shows are you guys doing, and how long?
So we're doing, this trip is like 3 shows in 3 days. So
We had one in our hometown on
that's
Wednesday.
right. Yeah, so it's
And then,
4.
4 shows.
Okay.
So
Pretty short, but-
we've been doing this thing where we split up. This is again talking about like how do we do this sustainably, because we're all like, anytime you start a business or start a band or whatever, the income's not quite enough to just do that one thing. So we're all like juggling different things. So for us, we've started doing like short tours that we can do over a weekend or like a couple of days. That's how we end up driving so much, is because like if we got 4 days and we want to play in Pennsylvania, we got to do that whole drive in one day.
So do you guys also have jobs outside of this, and you're trying to make this into your full-time job?
That's right.
So right now it's the job. Okay.
So
We're
we're
in the
juggling.
juggle.
We're in the juggle.
So what do you guys do outside of this? What are your jobs? Right
Yeah, it's all different.
Dave works at a university in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, doing like audio technician stuff like that. Mac is a student. Spencer plays music on like youth retreats and stuff
Okay.
like that. And I'm an engineer and I work at a product design company.
Okay.
Yeah, so we all got different stuff.
It's kinda
and we
all across
juggle
the
it
board, yeah.
differently, but
Yeah.
yeah. It's been fun for us to figure out, like, we know we want to keep playing in this band. So then every time there's a life change, right? Like, Mac is getting married in October. And we're like, that's awesome. That's so fun and exciting, right? We're
Yeah.
excited for him. But he also is like, I want to make sure that as I start doing this, I'm still playing in this band. So what do we need to do? How do we shift it? How do we make sure that we respect, the life changes of everybody
Brothers
involved?
getting married at the same time. You said you got married a few weeks ago.
I did. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was awesome. It's good. It's so crazy. This is actually the first trip since getting married. It's our first little tour, so I'm feeling a little different this trip than any trip before. It's like missing home in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really get homesick, but I love traveling, so it's like pretty weird for me. It's a weird experience.
So with traveling, what's your favorite part of traveling? I guess besides your wife, what is it that you guys, miss most?
Yeah.
Funny moments, stuff like that.
Yeah. Man.
So, because you guys have a lot of suburban out there. You guys live
Yes.
out of suburban.
Yes.
You don't have like a tour bus or anything. You guys
No.
are just living out of an SUV.
We're living out of an SUV. That's right. So we don't sleep well in there.
Nope.
Every time we get in there, we're like, man, we should have some place to lay down. Like, we need a bus. But it's like, my favorite part I think about touring is perhaps not the answer you would expect, but I love just like suffering alongside these people that I
Okay.
really like hanging out
Uh-huh.
with. Like,
It's the grind.
you were talking about cross country, right? And I feel like in running, no one likes running, right? Very very few people are like, oh, running is the best. But what's fun about running is like you run a race with a bunch of other people. And you're like, yeah, we're doing this together, right? It like builds that brotherly bond, you could say. And touring's like that for us, like stuff like no sleep and sleeping on floors and never showering and eating weird food and yeah.
Yeah, Jay's
I'm
best,
I'm all about the food. I love the food. Just like eating other places that I don't eat
Yeah.
at home.
So how was Jay's nest in comparison to?
It's great, dude.
Not too bad for college
No,
food.
it was
Sushi
great.
was surprisingly good, and I didn't expect that to be a thing.
Quesadilla, top notch.
There you
It was
go.
awesome.
Yeah,
It's the one thing everybody gets. It takes forever to come out, but like,
Dude, it was worth it.
So
it was
good. Do you
absolutely
like it?
worth
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I mess with Wawa at home. I'm from like, do you know the King of Prussia Mall? You ever heard of that?
No.
It's like one of the biggest malls in the country.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dude, but it's not the Mall of America, okay?
It's bigger than that, I think.
No.
They just added another wing.
Oh, you win, man.
No.
Yeah,
I
It's
know.
got a pizza cone too.
Oh man.
No,
I don't even. It's
I
like.
don't even know what that is.
Is that a cone? Pizza
It's
shaped like a cone?
Pizza served in a cone made out of like pizza dough.
Okay, we need to get some of that.
It looks
Yeah.
awesome.
What's this place called?
Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
What's the mall called?
King of Prussia Mall. It's about an hour 20.
Prussia Mall. Alright.
Yeah. I live like half an hour outside of Philly.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I guess the food here is okay.
Yeah,
but I
no,
mess with
yeah.
Wawa and stuff like that, so I'm always curious to see if people come here what they like.
Right.
Yeah.
But switching gears.
Yep.
On your website, you guys were talking about how you've MTV.
Yeah.
What was it, Snooki?
Yeah, Snooki and JWoww.
JWoww, and then the Target campaign.
Yeah.
How did all that stuff go down? How did that feel for you guys? How do they reach out to you? How do they know about you?
That stuff is so crazy. Is this whole world of like, we were working with a producer in Minneapolis that worked with some people that worked for television, and so he was like, "Hey, I think you should pass your stuff on to these guys," and it just kind of snowballed and happened. And it's a weird thing where like, we probably started working with them like a couple years before our stuff was actually anything. So it felt like, oh well, we thought that was gonna go somewhere, but it's not. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, your song's in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. We're like, what? I've seen that show. Like, that's cool. But
Cool.
the funniest thing to me about the Snooki and JWoww thing, that was our first, I feel like that was our first, like, big placement. Where we were like, oh, this is a show that we know. So I didn't have cable. And we
Right.
all went over to my friend's parents' house where they had cable and invited, like, our families. And we all sat around and watched Snooki and JWoww together. And my dad was like, this is the worst trash I've ever seen in my life.
And then you guys come on and it's okay.
And then we came on, well, yeah. But
it was really funny because so we're watching it, and of course, like our song wasn't until like the last
Yeah.
like couple
yeah,
minutes.
watched
We
the
literally
whole
watched the whole like, hour and a half,
long,
whatever.
yeah.
And we had two songs in like the one episode,
Uh-huh.
and one there's like this like it was actually like kind of like a touching moment, like in the show.
3.5
the whole
minutes
song
of
is
the
like,
song.
this is amazing. And then it ended, and then Snooki started talking about her vagina, and then they played our next song, and it was like,
That's weird.
all right, changing gears, but all right, cool.
Exposure to exposure, but like,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's awesome though. Like, what was the song? Like, what were the songs? Like, I'm trying to think of Target. Maybe I've heard it. Like, if it was on TV.
Yeah, I don't remember.
The Target
How long
one,
was it? Like,
that one was a while.
And those are all like instrumental stuff in the background, so I
Okay.
feel like it's
Yeah, so that's the
less
other thing
noticeable.
that's strange is they will basically, like, we gave them our track in like different, and they can take stuff out of it or put stuff in and chop it up. So like, I think the Target one even was like a verse and a chorus of Let's Not or something,
Yeah,
but they
I
had
remember.
chopped it up in a way that like what isn't how
You wouldn't
we
know.
do it.
Okay.
Right.
But you could recognize it if you knew it.
Yeah.
I remember getting text message about that. That was fun too. People are like, they think you're famous. You know, they're like, oh, I just heard your song on the television or whatever, and then you're like, cool. I'm still living in my parents' basement.
I mean, it's funny the way it works, like just with all like the systems and like paperwork that has to go through. We wouldn't necessarily know beforehand if something was going to be on a thing. So like friends would text us and be like, "Hey, yeah, just heard your song on this show," and
Yeah.
we're like,
On what
"Oh,
show?
cool."
Yeah, we
You
didn't
like,
know about
had
it
no
until
idea.
after it happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
really
That's
cool.
awesome.
That is funny.
So right now, you guys are independent, correct?
Yeah.
Or okay. Do you work with any cosign, or are you guys just all
We're
of it yourselves?
straight
I know you.
indie.
Okay, so I know you said you designed the T-shirts.
Yeah.
So yeah, we pretty much it's all us. I mean, we obviously have worked with like
We've worked with
producers
different
and stuff.
Producers, yeah. We've worked with different like promotional organizations, right? Like people that do radio or people whatever.
Yeah.
But
It's
it's
all
all
under-
been driven by us. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
correct.
managed by ourselves. So
So like nobody's approached you or anything, or
no, we haven't really sought it out
Yeah.
either.
Right.
Just because I feel like for us, nobody's really gonna work harder than we are. So I don't know. I feel like it's something that we all still love. Like even the stuff about the band that's like, oh, doing logistics or sending emails about like when we're gonna get places or whatever. Like planning, scheduling the trip or like.
I mean, I was surprised that you emailed me back personally.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I messaged the Twitter, I messaged your booking, and then I reached out to the office of student activities on campus.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, and they're like, here's the leads, here's his personal email with the site. I'm like, okay, cool.
Right.
And I thought it was gonna be like a secretary or
Yeah.
like a publicist.
Right.
Right.
'Cause that's what I'm used to trying to figure out with people.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you're like, no, hey, what's
I'm
up?
like, what's going on, dude? Let's
like,
hang
okay,
out.
I'll-
Yeah. I like it that way, just because I feel like it's personal and it's.
Yeah, it was.
connected there.
It was just like, oh, sweet. It's the actual guy I'm gonna be talking to.
Right.
I hate
Yeah.
dealing with the middleman and.
It can
Absolutely.
get
But
complicated.
as far as you guys going independent, a lot of respect for that goes to you guys.
Thank you.
My personal, I guess, opinion about mainstream versus independent record
Yeah.
labels. You don't want to be shelved. I mean, you can be
Totally.
with Atlantic or whoever else, but they don't promote you as much as you want. And
Yeah.
you said no one's going to do the work harder than you.
Right.
That's
I
how we
mean-
feel. Yeah.
And you guys seem like you're having steady growth. I mean,
Yeah.
the turnout tonight.
Yeah,
the,
it was
the people
awesome.
who were letting us
So
in
cool.
were like, we didn't realize we had this many people.
So
Weird.
cool.
Let
And now it's
alone-
crazy because we've never been here before.
Let alone the
So it
seats
was
being
like,
put away. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It
So
was
cool.
fun. It's fun to be welcomed into a place like this. Like I feel like as independents, right? The world right now is at a pretty good place for you to grow
Yeah.
independently, right? Because most of the distribution, like people aren't paying for music, first of all, right? So the record label's not going to make money off of selling your record.
Right.
So
I'm still the one who uses CDs in my car.
okay,
And then on the radio on my show, they have like a library.
yeah.
They don't have any of my music. And so every week I got to either buy it, download it somewhere.
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have to censor it. So like you guys, I bought all your stuff on iTunes this morning,
Yeah.
so we're set for this
Dude.
week.
I thought you were gonna say I had to censor the whole thing. It was
Yeah.
no vocals.
Censored.
I did Kendrick Lamar's new album last week.
Oh, that has a lot of.
It took
Explicit
me
content.
a solid 2 hours to censor.
That's
So hats off to you guys for doing everything yourself. And
Thanks,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, you know what it's like.
You too,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what it's like. That's
Way to
cool,
do
man.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, not on the same realm, but like this is
Oh,
one of the
totally.
things like that I love. Studying. I mean, I mentioned you Tech 9 before.
yeah,
Yep.
I love studying the business behind the label as well as the art.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And with you guys, it's the same kind of thing. We mentioned Jukebox The Ghost. Same
my
thing with
gosh,
them. Talking to
love
those
them.
guys was amazing.
Yeah, they're
I
amazing.
mean, genuine
They're so
people.
cool.
You guys are the same way. It's,
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
Appreciate
speaking
that.
with
That's some
them-
high praise.
Yeah, dude.
but you know,
Ben
speaking of
talking
them,
about amazing.
you know, you guys have been compared to what was it? Walk the Moon,
Yeah.
1975. As far as your vibe goes.
Yeah.
I said you guys before in the cave. You remind me of Jukebox.
Oh,
You know,
so-
who are your influencers in music? You know, what inspired you to get into music? Stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's fun because we all four of us have slightly different answers,
Mhm.
right? We all are inspired by different things, but I think for us as a band, we really are inspired by people that make art that's new. That's something that hasn't been done before, something that's like creative and innovative.
Yeah, and
so
honest too, I think.
Yes.
New and honest. I think
Those
are
are-
the two things
yeah.
that are really attractive to me in music.
So for that, we focus like it would be some bands perhaps that you don't hear necessarily directly in our music, but we just like kind of stretch out and then find stuff that we like and bring it back in pieces into the like indie pop genre. I think as far as inspiration goes, 21 Pilots is a huge inspiration for me personally.
Okay.
Just because I saw them play a couple times in Minneapolis just before their last two records even. It was like early on, and they just put so much heart and authenticity into everything that they do. And for me, it was like, man, that is what I want to be able to do. Not that I want to be them, but I want to be myself the way that they are themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't, Dallas.
So yeah, I mean, I think the same rules I think apply to kind of what I think is cool in music, but yeah, like Walk the Moon and those guys, Jukebox the Ghost, so cool, Hello Goodbye, all that kind of stuff. My personal Reliant K was my jam since
Yeah.
I was like
Me
All right.
12, and it still
That's
is.
true.
They're just
That's what got us into music.
yeah.
The two of us at least.
And I was like, dude, I saw Reliant K live when I was in 7th grade, and I was like, that's what I want. I want to do.
I want that.
People, you can't top that show.
No, it is
My first concert was Bruce Springsteen. Like
Dude, that-
Oh,
right. That's a
13,
good
he did
one.
13 encores. He ran out of songs.
Amazing.
His girlfriend from like high school was there.
That's so
and had a sign up
amazing.
saying, "You wrote the song for me in high school. Could you sing it to me?"
amazing.
Nobody knew the song. Bruce was like, "Oh my God, hi."
That's so cool.
So yeah,
That's so cool.
That's an amazing story.
It's a good first
First
concert.
man.
yeah, hard to beat.
Yeah.
I got one more question.
Yep.
I don't want to end on like kind of like a soft note.
No.
I want to give you some kind of lighthearted. So
Absolutely.
we came up with this question. Alex had this question asked to him in a job interview,
Okay.
and I
Oh,
thought
man,
it'd be
I
cool
love
to ask
that.
you guys.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So if you
I
weren't
did get the job today.
Yeah.
Ayo, ayo.
Hey, got
Love
the
it.
job.
Boss is actually sitting like right over there.
Amazing.
So you answered it right. Whatever this question was, you had the right answer.
okay, ready?
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you were in a fight
Yeah.
and you had to pick one fruit to use to defend yourself,
Defend. Okay.
what would it be and why?
Coconut.
Why?
Because
Oh, it's hard.
coconut. It's so hard. Yeah, and you can crack it open, either on the person or whatever.
I thought you were gonna do a Monty Python thing. You
Well,
can
I
run
mean,
away
you're-
on a horse.
Yep, absolutely. I'd go coconut. It's hard. You could get the coconut milk in their
Oh,
eyes, maybe.
It
Yeah.
depends on who I'm fighting. I
coconut.
think. I mean, that's not a satisfying answer, maybe. But if I'm fighting someone that
Okay,
likes a
if you're-
particular
if you're
fruit,
fighting me,
if you have a favorite fruit, and then I just be like, oh, here's your favorite fruit. Maybe we could, settle it peacefully. Or if it was like this has to come to fisticuffs, I would choose something super acidic,
Ooh, like a lemon.
limes, and then I
Yeah.
just
Okay.
squeeze them in your eyes,
okay.
and that'd be it.
Say Alex said he would get an orange because
I
he
said
could
a
freeze it
frozen orange.
Oh, and then
and throw it at someone.
That
If it
would-
was like a regular orange, it's gonna hurt, but you freeze it. That's
Yes.
just gonna change the
Dude,
whole
That's
game.
game over.
That's so true. Dirty.
That's a
I
good
didn't
one.
think about that. That's outside of the box. Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got him the
That's
That's why
job.
I said
That's
that
why
to
you
him,
get
and
the
they're
job.
like, "Oh, that's a whole different element.
That's so
there."
funny.
Like,
That's
You
crazy.
took that question to the next level.
That's dope.
That's
I love
awesome.
it.
I think I would choose a pineapple. Just
You
because,
would?
just because of our names.
Oh,
We have
oh,
we
yeah.
have a show that we do together.
Yeah.
And it's called The Endless Summer. So it's what was it?
Just all summer music.
Tuesday nights at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Weird time of the night. We always play like summer music. So we played you guys this past week.
Cool.
Beach
Summertime.
Boys,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And our DJ
Really
names,
fun
come up with
stuff.
stupid names, long story.
Yep.
But I'm DJ Pineapple Juice and he's Coconut Water.
That's
So it's like this
Yeah,
whole
there you go.
big.
Amazing.
But yeah, I mean that's all I have.
That's
So
awesome.
Thank you
Well,
guys.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you, dude. I appreciate what you're doing.
I'm gonna put you on this week. I recorded a few things. I recorded
Right.
your new song. If you don't mind, if I maybe cut that up a little bit.
Cool.
If you,
Take it in
okay.
pieces.
As long as it doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, if it sounds bad, don't do it.
No, I
Yep.
played it back and the audio sounds really good. I was
Cool.
impressed.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, dude. It's
Thanks,
great to
man.
meet with you. Good
Yeah,
to hang.
thank you.
Thanks.